Welcome back to the Beer Parlour Podcast. It's been a while. I did my own single recording just like I used to do in the past. But, I've been having guests recently and it's more fun. I think it's more fun having people on here instead of just talking by myself, which I also still love, by the way, as you can see, right? I still love it, by the way. And I hope to, in the future, in the nearest future, have some time to do that myself. But hey, please like, subscribe. We just hit 2,000 subscribers. We're heading to 3,000. Hopefully, we're gonna hit 5,000 soon. So please like, subscribe, share, watch all that good stuff. Let's grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers. But anyway, I just wanted to jump in here and just give my 2 cents on the developing story, which is about President Tinubu suspending the sitting governor of Rivers State. Just to give my own thoughts. I know everybody has their thoughts, but I also have my own opinion, and that's what I want to give here. First off, we heard today, and my heart goes out to the people in those communities that are affected. By the way, we heard in the morning that there was an explosion. A pipeline was exploded. A pipeline in Bordeaux in Rivers State exploded. And by the way, I grew up in Rivers State. And my parents live in Rivers State, and the place that pipeline blew up is a 25-kilometer radius from where my parents live, right? So my heart goes out to the community because this is going to affect, land farming, fishing, because that also, they have rivers in that area as well, right? So my heart really goes out to the people affected in that explosion. But anyway, that was the first news we got in the morning, and then it kept on going, and then obviously later in the evening we heard that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he gave his speech and told everyone that the River State governor has been suspended, and there's going to be a head of River State, which is I forget his name now. The naval guy, the military guy, is going to be running the state for the next 6 months. Apparently, for the next 6 months, my opinion, I think it's going to be longer than 6 months, but hopefully, it's just the 6 months and peace and order is restored in the states. But anyway, I know a lot of people would have a lot of things to say about if it's justifiable or if it's legal, the legalities around that, and all that good stuff. But let's break this. Let me break this down, right? In just a common sensical way, right? Let me break it down. Here's the thing: River State is like the Commonwealth of the nation, right? Is the state that brings the most revenue for the nation Nigeria, right? This is the state that has the most oil reserves in the country. So if a pipeline blows up and there's a sitting governor, what do you expect the president to do? There's bills that needs to be paid, right? There's bills that needs to be paid, and if a pipeline is blown up and there's a sitting governor, what do you expect the president to do? He has to protect his assets, right? First off, the pipeline is not a state asset; it's a federal government asset. So the president is in his right to do what he has to do in the best interest for the country. That's how I see it, right? And I don't know, this war or whatever it is between Governor Fubara and Wike, the former governor of the state. This feud or whatever it is that's going on between them, right? It's just unbecoming. It's ridiculous. And obviously, Fubara has allowed Wike to trick him out of his position. Fubara has allowed Wike to trick him out of his position. We don't know what caused the explosion, so we're not going to make any assumptions here, right? We don't know what caused the explosion, so no assumptions here. But let's stick to the facts that we know, that the facts that we know. Let's stick to those facts, right? One fact is this: we've seen Governor Fubara aligning with former militant groups like the Asari Dokubos, right? Making Asari Dokubo, who is a known militant, a known troublemaker, a known no good, aligning with him and making him a chief in the state in 2025. I had a lot of respect for Fubara because I know he's a very educated person, right? And I expected more from him. Why are you aligning with an ex-militant, a known no good person, a known person, a person who's been known to flip-flop, like today he's supporting you, tomorrow he's not supporting you, tomorrow he's supporting you again, tomorrow, a known person we've seen this happen so many times, him flip-flopping. allegiance, going here and there, pledging allegiance to different people. So why did Governor Fubara align with him? So today, hearing about the explosion, people can make assumptions and say, oh, it might be this, it might be that, but I can't make any assumptions here because I don't know, right? But now we know for sure that the pipeline was broken, and like I said, we've seen these meetings, this making this person a chief who's an ex-militant who is also known for bombing pipelines in the past, right? He's known for doing that in the past. So if the pipeline happens to explode today and we see the alignment of you and him in recent times, people are free. People, it can be, it's fair game for people to make assumptions. But again, I'm not going to make any assumptions here. But regardless, let's stick to the topic. The topic here is President Tinubu suspending the Rivers State governor. I think he was in his right, because what would you expect him to do? What would you would you expect him to just sit back and watch all the other pipelines blown up? That wouldn't be fair. Now, what do you think? That wouldn't be fair. I think President Tinubu is in his right. I don't know the legalities around this. I think the lawyers all over Nigeria are going to talk about the legalities. Personally, I don't know what the legalities are. But as far as is it justifiable, is it justified? I think it's 100% justified. 100% justified. And I'm one person who doesn't even like the presidency of Tinubu. But I'm not going to sit here again and be like, oh no, what he did is wrong just because I want to be biased. This is my opinion. And I think it's justified 100%, because Rivers State brings the most revenue for the country. And if a sitting governor just sits there and lets these, whatever it is that caused the explosion happen, then you're setting the country back. And any reasonable sitting president wouldn't want that to happen. So he did what he had to do, right? Fubara, on the other hand, right, he let Wike trick him. There's been court cases. There's been impeachment threats. Now you just played into Wike's tricks, and he doesn't even need to file or, persuade or lobby the lawmakers to impeach you anymore. He doesn't have to do that. You're gone already. You're gone already. He doesn't have to do any of that anymore. You're gone. So he tricked you. You let Wike trick you, and it's a shame. Sadly, I think you're going to go as one of the worst Rivers State governors. I mean, there was another governor, I think it was Ome here in the past, who was also removed. I forget the circumstances behind his, but you're the second governor who's being removed, and it's just a shame. A lot of people had high hopes for you. A lot of people held you in high esteem, again, because you're a very educated person. But you played into the tricks of Governor Wike. But hey, anyways, I just thought I should jump into this and into this discussion, because it's trending all over the Nigerian space, and I thought I should jump into this discussion. But please like, subscribe, share, and let's move this channel to 10,000 subscribers. Peace. We're out.